the same label that Muhammad used, and it's really quite a remarkable prophecy and rather chilling, because it seems that his prophecy is being fulfilled by the most extreme elements of the Islamic Ummah. But at the same time, I have Kabbalists who are also sexing up, if you will, the political aspirations of the Knesset and the Prime Minister and the War Ministers, that this is now the time. This is the time to strike. You have the same, every Sunday, our president sits with some of the most staunch and radical evangelical Christian apocalyptists for breakfast. And you can imagine what they're talking about. And
we're going to find out more about what they're talking about in just a couple of minutes. We'll be right back. We're talking to John Hogue about Iran, and when we left the air, we were just beginning to talk about what might be going in the president's mind from the mouths of apocalyptics who have his ear. And could it be that the White House would like to induce Armageddon in order to cause the rapture to take place? Are they that crazy? Gosh, John, it scares me. What do you tell us more?
Well, one has to look, and I do very carefully throughout the book, try to find some objective references that might support or refute that very question. Do we have a president in his heart of hearts, and is he supported by an insulated worldview that supports it, kind of a Führerbunker mentality that paints the world in an isolated and imaginary way? And when you've got a president who is on record saying that he talks and listens to a higher father, when he has been when it's been documented and witnessed by Haaretz and other Israeli newspapers, where he feels that he's more able to openly speak his mind on religion, that he told the current president of Fatah and the Palestinian Authority, when they met a month or so after the invasion of Iraq at Sharm el-Sheikh, to try to piece together and patch up the roadmap to peace between Palestinians and Israelis, he basically had this heated conversation with him where he said, God told me to strike down Saddam Hussein, and I did it. God told me to do this and that, and I'm here to help you if you would let me. And it's just like he's like saying, God, CIA, Tenet's findings, the NSA, the intelligence gatherers, the spies, the people that we need to find solid, actionable intelligence, didn't tell him to invade Iraq. God told him to invade Iraq. And that's where the great decider decided, because this is the chilling reality that we have to face. Now, God told the president of Iran to openly talk about the erasure of Israel off the map of history. God is telling the president of Iran, and he's mentioning it in his speeches, that the Mahdi is about to reappear. And that's why these times are getting so to the edge. You go over into Shia Iraq, and if the American press would only just try to sometimes disseminate the many harangues and speeches of Muqtada al-Sadr, he is constantly talking about the coming of the Mahdi. He is beating a feverish pitch about it. All you have to do is look at the statements that were made openly on BBC's documentary about would Israel attack Iran that was done last year. And I have all the quotes in my book, Nostradamus, The War with Iran, which shows Ehud Olmert and many of the top leaders of the Israeli Knesset fomenting the same insanity that Ahmadinejad in Iran has been fomenting. But you don't hear about that in the mainstream press.